Hey guys, welcome back to TEW. This is our local to global, and we are of course Classic Championship Wrestling. I want to give a quick thank you to the members of the channel. Thank you to Genevieve Sweet. If you want to support the channel further, you can do by becoming a member today. All you have to do is press the join button, and it costs less than $1 a month. Now, with all that being said, let's go over last show. So, if we go to our show history, we had Infamy defeat Prawn Patrol. Uncle Blanc defeat Adriel Notice in Blanc's debut promo. Hanako defeated Jazzy Yang, and then Prawn Patrol were dressed backstage as like items in the background, trying to do a stake out on Hanako, who is still their main suspect in this whole whose blood was it backstage debacle. We then had Drexel and Gia Miller approach a lone Kevin Blackwood to talk, and then shut the door in the camera's face. The Circles of Disciple, being Eric Cannon, Kerry Awful, and Crazy Steve, defeated Takumi Baba and Ultrasonic. Thekla and Serena Deeb cut a promo on Valkyrie and Suzu Suzuki for the main event. Kevin Blackwood defeat Mikey O'Shea, and then Serena Deeb and Thekla would defeat Valkyrie and Suzu Suzuki in the main event of that show. In the next one, we had Kenzie Page defeat Alex Garcia, and then Kenzie Page stated she is coming for the Women's World title. Prawn Patrol set up a fake lemonade stand to try and get Haneko's DNA for the lab. The Church of Disciples defeated Ultrasonic to retain the Classic Championship World Tag Team titles. Sonico then grabbed Radar by the mask and threw him out of the ring in anger. Hanako defeated Lisa Hall. We had Drexel approach a lone Sonico this time, stating that the circus always has room for a Lucha Ghoul. Ken Blackwood defeated Ethan HD in a 71 rated match. Uncle Blanc went to a no contest with Takumi Baba because the circus attacked both. After the match, the circus continues the attack, and the Rebels and Blanc make the save, but there's no Sonico. And in the main event, Valkyrie, Suzu Suzuki, and Prawn Patrol would defeat Serena Deeb, Thekla, Hoodfoot, and LSG. So, with that being said, let's check our finances, and you'll see we made 3k last month, almost, which is really nice. And as far as size goes, we are very nearly at the next size of a 35. Once we hit 35, if I come to our... Nope, not maximum size criteria. To get to medium, we need a 59 and a 35, which is why we've been really focusing on the Midwest as well, because ideally, we should hit both of these at the same time, and it's not going to be a case of this hits 59 and then this is in like the 20s. By the time this hits 59, this should be at 35, meaning we'll instantly jump up as quick as we can to the next size after that. So with all that being said, you know how this goes. Let's check out the news quick, see if there is anything. And there doesn't appear to be anything. Nope, cool. So we'll go over the news as it comes. If not, I'll see you at the shows. Okay, we're jumping right into the action because there's been no news. So let's book our next show. We will use Notice. We need Blanc. We don't need Alex Garcia. We need Eric Cannon. We'll keep the Hall Sisters. We'll keep the Cooks. We'll keep the Cooks. No, we don't need the Cooks for this one. Where is Kevin Cook? There he is. We need Bama, Swoggle, Suzu, Sonico, Serena. We don't need Sam Laterna. We don't need Ricky Knight Jr. Although actually we could use Ricky Knight Jr. for one match. We'll bring him in for one match. We don't need Ricky Gibson. We don't need Rebel Kell. We don't need Mike Santiago. Lisa Hall. Kerry Awful. We need Kenzie Page. We will use Hanako as well. We don't need Josiah. We don't need Jessica Carr. We don't need Gigi Ray. So no Ethan HD. No Eddie Pearl. No Russman. Okay, cool. I think we need everyone else for now. Excellent. Tonight's venue, we're of course in the Northwest. Finalise our broadcasters, so get us on everyone, just to make sure. Booking team meeting. Yeah, Delo's generating nothing. Interesting. We need to find someone else to put on our booking team. I was hoping Delo would grow, but he hasn't. Yeah, he can hang out backstage. Sonico has been talking to Radar a lot recently, seems to be having some degree of influence over his behaviour. Nice. Kenzie Page helped create a fun and relaxed atmosphere backstage after finding a discarded karaoke machine and starting an impromptu pre-show competition. Nice. Devon ran training for Notice and Crawdad. Cool. Address the locker room, let's medal between Blanc and Sonico potentially. Cool. Excellent, okay. Right, let's get this show booked, and I'll join you on the results page. Okay, in our opening match of the night, Ricky Knight Jr. makes his debut defeating Adriel Notice. Ricky Knight Jr. got 51, Adriel Notice got 26, wrestling rating of 39 and a segment rating of 41. We then had Ricky Knight Jr. just cut a promo, post-debut match, talking about how he's here to claim titles, and how he has his eyes on as many titles as possible, Kathy Kelly obviously being the interviewer. We then have a technical masterclass match between Thekla and Suzu Suzuki in their first match together. Thekla with the 52, Suzu Suzuki with the 80. This match is a bit of a mess around at the end. It's a 66 wrestling rating and a 60 segment rating. Not bad at all. We basically have Serena Deeb and Valkyrie sort of start brawling. They come from backstage and start brawling all down the ring, around the outside, distracting Suzu, which leads to Thekla getting the quick win. We then have Hanako and Kenzie Page defeat the Hall Sisters, 48 wrestling rating and a 51 segment rating. Kenzie Page with the 56, she's incredible. Hanako the 38, Bambi Hall the 51 and Lisa Hall the 45. And Hanako and Kenzie Page have excellent chemistry when teaming together. That's really good to know. We had Takumi Baba defeat Mikey O'Shea, 54 segment rating, 48 wrestling rating. Baba with the 60 and Mikey O'Shea with the 36. We then cut to the back where Crawdad and Swoggle are talking about the DNA sample they took from Hanako and how the lab came back negative because Crawdad unfortunately lost the sample. But it's okay because Officer Swoggle, or Detective Swoggle I guess, has a master plan for next show. We then get a backstage promo with the whole of the circus approaching a lone Sonico, basically telling him that next show, Sonico has a tag team title match with Radar once again, as well as an open invitation to join the circus if he's willing to do what he needs to do. Drexel and G. Miller had the freedom to go off script and performed well, awesome, and a 33 segment rating. Not bad. We then get Radar and Blanc versus the Church of Disciples, in which the Church would win after interference from G. Miller. Uncle Blanc with the 50, Radar 42, Kerry Awful 28, Eric Cannon 44. So 41 wrestling rating and a 42 segment rating. And in our main event, Crazy Steve and Serena Deeb would tag together to take on Kevin Blackwood and Valkyrie, a 63 segment rating and a 57 wrestling rating. Not bad at all. G.A. Miller would distract Blackwood, allowing Crazy Steve and Deeb to get the win. Deeb got a 63, Steve with the 44, Valkyrie the 59, and Kevin Blackwood with the 61. And our creative finish was a success. Solid show, I'd say. And in our post-show dark match, we just had Crawdad and Swoggle, the Prawn Patrol, defeat KTB and King Cash in a bit of just a throwaway match to get some more repetitions under them. All in all, 24 regions got a popularity increase. Kerry Awful slightly overused, Ricky Knight Jr. slightly overused. I'm okay with that though, because his stats will go up pretty quick, I reckon. Kerry Awful, I mean, we've been trying for months. Doesn't seem to be doing much at the moment. So let's address our locker room, and I mean Suzu and Thekla I reckon get the praise here because they did incredible. So praise both of them. Was pleased, seemed pleased. Financial report, we lost almost 4k, that's okay. Popularity though, we've gone up to a 33 in the Northwest and a 24 in the Midwest, a 9 in Scotland and an 8 in Southern England, as well as a 9 in Ontario, Saskatchewan and Manitoba. Nice. Okay, it's the day after our show and we've done almost 14k viewers again, which is nice. I do just want to check out our finances because we're a week into the month and we've already made 2k because we lost just under 4k before, so that's actually really good. Nice, I don't mind that at all. It's honestly a pretty slow news month, but Thea Trinidad's been offered a contract with NWA. We have Xylee, who's been offered a contract with Stardom. But honestly, other than that, it's a really, really slow news month. What I do want to do, actually, before I forget, because I promised to do this, and I do like the idea. Oh, he won't wrestle, because he's retired. Do you reckon we can get him to wrestle one match? Let's try. What's the worst that can happen? We'll see if we can just force him into a match. In fact, actually, be whatever is needed. You know, I'll even sweeten the deal. Events only. Cool. Right, with that being said, I wanted to also bring in... I can't remember now. Damn it, I should have written it down. Alright, we'll come back to it if I remember. Eddie Pearl's contract is expiring, so let's bring him in as well. I say bring him in. Let's extend his contract for another 2 years, because he's actually put on some really good performances for us. So I'm perfectly okay with all of that. Okay, we have a decision to make, and it's probably... Okay, so I forgot to record this bit. Flip Gordon, we're going to bring him in, because he was in the army. So he's going to be Mayor Jacobs' guard, I guess. And Eddie Pearl, we can extend his contract. Perfect. Cool. Tyler Bateman has now returned to the company. Excellent. Things are coming together. Okay, we have another decision, which is KANE. So, perfect. We are going to rename him quick, because obviously we can't really use the KANE title. So, character details. Mayor Jacobs. Call him Jacobs. Perfect. So we'll save that. Gimmick details. Can we change his gimmick to like Meh? Man Beast. Maniac. Monster Mountain Man. Badass. Bodyguard. Broken. A bum. A business executive. Sure. That's kind of close enough. That didn't work. Where was it? Business executive. Would have if I press the button. Cool. And then where is Flip? Change your gimmick. Get some inspiration. You are... Where's Bodyguard? Or anything. American Hero. Backstabber, authority figure. Security? Is that here? Servant, show stealer, shy, sample, sleazeball, snobby, stoner. Can make him a stripper. A surgeon. Okay. Sure, American Hero will do. Confirm gimmick change. Awesome. Okay, so that's those two done. Okay, time for our second show of the episode. So we will give Notice Night off. We need Blanc. We'll use Alex Garcia. Eric Cannon. We don't need the Hall sisters. So there's Lisa Hall. There we go. We need Valkyrie. We need Bateman. We need Thekla. We need Baba. We need Swoggle. We need Suzu. Sonico. Serena D. We don't need Sam Laterna. We won't use... We'll use Ricky Knight Jr. for this one. We don't need... no, we will use these guys. So we'll keep Ricky Gibson. We need Rebel Kell. We need Radar. We don't need Mike Santiago. We need the Cooks. We don't need Kenzie Page. We don't need Josiah. We don't need James Storm. Hanako. We don't need Gigi Ray. We don't need Gigi Ray. We need Flip. We don't need Ethan HD. We need Eddie Pearl, Drexel, D'Lo. We don't need Dion. We don't need D.A. Brewer. Crawdad. Perfect. Tonight's venue, we're in the Midwest. Not the Northwest, the Midwest. Finalist broadcasters, let's get ourselves on everyone. Booking team meeting, we don't need to worry about. Locker room. Kerry Orff and Hanako had a blazing argument outside the venue. Oh, that's not good. Apparently Sonico and Blanc have bonded recently. Awesome. D'Lo ran training for Kell. Devon ran training for Crawdad. Hanako's been getting ripped a little because of how much she's been influenced by Serena Deeb, even taking on some of her mannerisms. That's not a bad thing. Serena Deeb seems like a very professional lady. Medal. Let's medal between... Let's try and fix this relationship. Potentially. Okay, let's book this show and I'll join you on the results page. Okay, we do have an issue. I can't use Mayor Jacobs in a match at all. I was hoping I could go around the system, but I can't. I can't talk him out retiring. Nothing. He just will not do it. I can't force him into a match. I can't talk him into a match. Nothing. So, we need to rethink this plan quick. Okay, we open the show with the circus, including the returning Tyler Bateman, launching an all-out assault on Blanc, Blackwood and Baba. They just decimate them backstage. There's no sign of Sonico or Raider, but the Rebels are well and truly taken out. We then get the Cook Brothers versus the Midnight Heat. Wrestling rating of 49 and a segment rating of 52. Kevin Cook had a 40, Brian Cook with the 46, Eddie Pearl with the 56, and Ricky Gibson with the 54. Both got tag team specialist bonus. Nice. We then have Midnight Heat tell Kathy Kelly that if Ultrasonic win tonight, they want a tag team title match next. We then get Hanako defeat Abandon. Hanako with the 38, Abandon with the 43, so 41 wrestling rating and a 41 segment rating. Hopefully that'll boost Hanako's popularity a little bit. We then get Ricky Knight Jr. taking on PJ Black. Ricky Knight Jr. with the 55, PJ Black with the 23, not amazing because he's rusty, but a 39 wrestling rating and a 44 segment rating. This is kind of just to get Ricky Knight Jr. some wins and some popularity in the States. We then cut to the back where Prawn Patrol approach Mayor Jacobs and his bodyguard Flip Gordon with the evidence of Hanako being at the crime scene. And they don't really care. Mayor Jacobs just kind of like laughs it off. This causes Prawn Patrol to call him a corrupt mayor, in which Flip Gordon shoves Prawn Patrol and tells them to get their way to the ring. We then have Flip Gordon lose to Prawn Patrol in 8 minutes, thanks to Crawdad with a roll-up, 44 wrestling rating, a 53 segment rating. We had Mayor Jacobs at ringside, it's the best I could do, sadly. Flip Gordon with the 65, he was furious at losing this, and that's fine. Swoggle with the 30, Crawdad with the 36, and they very quickly run away after the match. We then cut to the back where Kathy Kelly is interviewing Valkyrie Suzuki and Alex Garcia, who are just fed up with the heel women in the company. So in tonight's match, they aim to take him out. We then get Valkyrie Suzuki and Alex Garcia defeat Serena Deeb, Thekla and Rebel Kell. We had Valkyrie defeat the first women's champion Rebel Kell to win. 56 wrestling rating and a 68 segment rating. Garcia with the 43, Suzu with the 72, Valkyrie 58, Rebel Kell 43, Thekla 54, and Serena Deeb 68. What a match. Awesome, and hopefully this will help out Garcia and Rebel Kell as well with their popularity in their wrestling. We then have our main event, which is the Circus of Disciples defending the tag team titles against Ultrasonic, in which the Circus Disciples would win when Ultrasonic would turn on Raider. This was a car crash match, 47 wrestling rating and a 53 segment rating. Creative finish was a success as well. Fortunately, Eric Cannon suffered a orbital fracture, but that's okay. But yeah, Sonico turns on Radar, which leads to the closing show, or closing event of the show, in which Radar is beaten down by every member of the circus. Unfortunately, there's no Blackwood, Baba, or Blanc to save him because they got taken out earlier. Sonico just watches on, and then after the beatdown, takes his place within the circus. Show increased our popularity in 23 regions. So let's address the locker room, and let's give it to... Who should we give it to? Let's give it to Radar, and we'll give it to Sonico. Keep these guys happy. Pleased and pleased. Injury review. Eric Cannon can only work. Ankles, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. Financial report, we lost almost £9,000 thanks to Flip Gordon and Mayor KANE, but that's fine. Popularity recap, we've gone up a little bit, so we'll take that. Okay, it's the night after the show, so let's see our viewing figures. 13.5, okay, not amazing. Let's check out our finances. We might not make a profit this month, but that's okay. I do want to see how is Crawdad's popularity now. 20, we haven't really gained anything from that. I guess we gained a little bit actually. Okay, not bad. How is Swoggle? Doesn't look like he's gained any. Oh, he actually has. Okay, cool. Nice. That worked out very, very well. I'm happy with that. In shocking news, AEW are letting Toni Storm go. So we're going to shortlist her. Because imagine if we can bring Toni Storm in. That'd be insane. So let's find out what happens. But that is the end of the month and the end of this episode. So let's check out our finances quick. Yeah, we lost 3,500 because of that 18k show, but that's okay. Could have been so much worse. So I will take it. It's okay. With that being said, we have a show in 2 days, so let's change that quick because I don't want to run 3 shows. I will just miss out on 3 shows. We're going to change it anyway, just to be safe. So modify event, and we're going to put it on the 10th, just to make me feel a little bit better. With that being said, let's look at our creative. So franchise is still Suzu, Serene Deep and Valkyrie. Hanako and Radar still our next big things. And Oni El Bendito would be awesome if he wasn't injured. Ricky Knight Jr. though could be an exceptional talent, so it's good that we brought him in. Okay. Our showstopper is Seika Tamiya. Ooh, good to know. Chris Ridgway is one of our ring generals. That's also really good to know. I've got big plans for Ridgway when we get to them. So, with that all being said though, let's just check the news. I don't think there was anything from when I had a quick little skim. Those guys are split up and Masha Slamovich has won the Call Your Shot Gauntlet. But other than that, I think we are in a good position to end. So thank you so much for watching. I really do hope you have enjoyed. Don't forget to like the video and let us know in the comments what you want to see. Any, creative ideas, whereas wrestlers to bring in, booking ideas, titles, tournaments, all that fun stuff. If you're not already, please subscribe to the channel for more. I've got more wrestling videos for... I almost did my gaming channel outro then. Yeah, we've got more wrestling videos like lists, fantasy bookings, TEW, wrestling games, podcast predictions, reviews, you name it, we probably have it somewhere. Regardless, I really hope you've enjoyed and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.